Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to give you a Alien Isolation review, and even though the game has been out for a couple days now, the reviews that I've seen, I don't know, I just felt like I should do a review as an Alien fan. So I'll go ahead and I'll touch upon a few points like music, eye candy, characters, gameplay, and story, of course. And I'll try to not make this as drawn out as I can. Well, anyways, the story basically is you are Amanda Ripley, Ellen Ripley's daughter, and you are trying to seek information about what happened to your mommy. So that's basically the whole premise of it. Now let's start with the music. The music is done extremely well, as any horror game should be. The music is very suspenseful. Sometimes it's just quiet and has this like creepy ambiance to it. The music tends to get very fast and winding down, and then you have environmental noises that kind of freak you out, like the vents above you, the ticking, the alarms, the things that you're moving with your feet kind of psych you out. So good job on the music, good job on the sounds. I thought that was extremely important, especially in a horror game. Now, eye candy. The game is very pretty, and the way everything is designed, it seems like if it was taken right out, literally taken right out of the Alien movie. If you play this game and you watch the movies, you can see how many details they put into the level design. So I say great job. It's so appealing to look at. And then once you progress further into the game, you actually have these missions that'll take you outside into space to repair something, or alternate a coordinate, or move a satellite, and the view is just amazing. It's so pretty. Now, characters. Not too much about the characters. I mean, there are a few characters you come across. There's of course your crew that you don't really know much about. The only person that you really interact with is a guy named Samuels, and he's kind of like your Atlas in BioShock. He basically guides you through the missions while you're completing them. Now, gameplay. A lot of people say that the first about 2 to 3 hours of the game is good, and I think the reason why it's because you see there's a cutscene and you see the alien. You know the alien's there. It's quite real. It's freaking you out. Cutscene stops, and you're thinking, when is this alien gonna pop up? So you're being super creepy and super stealthy, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so smart. I'm totally gonna outsmart this alien, and he doesn't come. The game doesn't make him come, but I mean, I think it's just interesting, the way that you act, all the noises that are freaking you out, the music that's winding down because it seems like something's gonna happen. So it's really interesting because you're waiting for this alien to pop up, and he doesn't. So I think the reason why the first 2 to 3 hours of the game is really good is because of that very same reason. Now, it does get a little bit slow in the middle, but I think that it progresses a lot faster at the end. Things start unraveling, things start going bad, and I think the end is amazing. Slow pace in the beginning, but at the end, the pace of the game really picks it up. So you have your suspenseful moments in the beginning of the game, you have your slow kind of stealthy moments in the middle of the game, and then at the end of the game, it's like go time. And I think the pace of the game was well. I had no complaints about the pace. I thought the pace was done good. Now, there are sections of the game where there's no alien, and when that happens, there are enemies that come into play. So you have androids that are friggin' annoying, and you have humans that are only looking out for themselves, and they will kill you at any moment's notice. Now, when the alien does come into play, you can hide under desks, cabinets, and vents, and trust me, when you think you're safe, you're really not safe. Then there's times when they both come into play. You have instances where you have aliens and androids, or aliens and humans in the same room. And I think this is interesting because even though at first I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to do? How am I going to get to point A to point B if everyone's in my way? But you can actually use the alien to your advantage. You can send him to get the humans for you. And the way you do that is because the game gives you the ability to craft different weapons. So they have noisemakers, smoke bombs, EMP bombs, pipe bombs, I think there's a mine, but you just toss a noisemaker and that triggers the alien to come and he'll kill everyone for you. Now, with that being said, the items that are in your disposal, you don't have to use. And a lot of people say that they're pretty much pointless. And yeah, they are. I kind of get that. You can go through the game without using any of the items, really. It's kind of like Watch Dogs. I'm going to make that example. Watch Dogs, you have the ability to hack, and you can be super stealthy, and you can outsmart your enemy while you're completing a level or a mission. But sometimes you don't need to. You can just go balls out, guns freaking out, shooting everybody up with as little hacking as you can. It just depends on how you play it. Yeah, the game doesn't encourage you to use the items that they give you, but you can. And I highly recommend you do, because it really makes the game that much more interesting. Now, you have a motion tracker that you can use to find enemies. And then you have tools, which, let me say, are very similar to those that are in the movies. Let's see. Okay, so you have a motion tracker. You can use that to find. You can use that to avoid enemies. And then you also have tools that you can use to open doors. You acquire tools throughout the game, and they allow you to go back and open up different sections of the station. And might I add, the tools are exactly the same as those in the movies. Now, the game did offer a unique hacking system where you had to solve certain puzzles, pick little codes. Also, some of those puzzles were similar to ones in the movies. I'll put pictures up. Some people say that the hacking system was kind of drawn out and it got boring. But remember what they said about Watch Dogs? They said, oh, well, their hacking system's not very impressive because all you had to do was press X to hack. So here you have these like long drawn out moments where you have to pick pixel out codes and seek other codes throughout this scrolling list. And people still, there will never be a medium. There will always be something for people to complain about. I think that the length of the puzzles kind of added more urgency to it, because you know there's aliens on your ass. You know there's androids following you, and I think for you to actually have to stop at this door and put in the code or solve the puzzle kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. So I didn't have any issue with the puzzles. I barely even noticed the puzzles. Now, like I said, the game really picks up in pace towards the end. I want to say about 5 to 7 hours into the game. The scenes almost remind me like those in Tomb Raider, and I wish there were more of those moments. Kind of like where she's stumbling, she's falling, she's gasping, she's like in pain, she's disoriented. Those scenes. I mean, Tomb Raider Aliens didn't do it as good as Tomb Raider, but it felt that way. It really did, and I wish that they've incorporated more of those moments throughout the game. I thought a negative was the save points. The save points were very far away, and the game didn't really use much of an autosave. You'll have these moments where it's a cutscene. Typically, after a cutscene, it autosaves, but apparently not in this game. You actually have to start back over to your save point and then do the cutscene all over again. So I wish they utilized a better autosave system. Now, there were times in the game where there's really no way to survive. It was just 100% instant death. I would get into a locker, and I died about 4 times hiding in this locker until I realized this locker is like instant death. He knows what I did in my last save point. He knows I'm going to hide in that locker. And I mean, there's no way to change it. There's no way to alternate your outcome. I lean back, I hold my breath, and still nothing. He pulls me out of the elevator. And that's frustrating, considering when you die, you have to start all over again, back to the save point from way back. You have to restore a lot of power, just a heads up. And I don't mind. I mean, it's like a apocalypse kind of going on in the space station. I understand that a lot of things aren't working right now. So I go and I restore the power, but the issue that I have is you have to backtrack really far to where you tell yourself there's no way it can be back there. And you're like, it has to be around here somewhere. And then you're looking, and then you're like, no, it has to be back there. And you go back there and it is back there, but it's not until like an hour later that you figure it out that it's back there. It's annoying. One thing that I didn't get is that you can craft your own items. You can craft Molotovs. You can craft your med kits from things that you would find, from materials that you would find throughout the ship. Now, when going throughout the ship and seeking out this, these materials, I would notice that there's a lot of food on the tables. I saw a donut, I saw a soda can, I saw some oats and cereal, and I just don't understand that. Instead of wasting my supplies, which you don't have much to carry, so you're always maxed out on supplies, which was a huge issue. I would need some med kits, and I would create about 3 med kits. Well, once I was done creating the med kits, I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't make any pipe bombs. I couldn't make any EMP bombs because I was totally maxed. I was maxed out, but then I wasn't. Does that make sense? I don't. Now, let me go back on the story and if you don't want any spoilers, do not watch it, or do not hear it. Do not hear and watch it. Okay, so let's get started on the story. In my opinion, the story is so well done. It follows the source material to the T. A lot of people have said that this game is very cliche, and the story is, it's okay. And to be honest, I think that's a huge slap in the face of the franchise. Because everything in this game, spoiler, shares the same story elements as the Alien films. And I mean exactly. I don't want to go into too much into the story details, but if you watch the movie, you play the movie. And coming from an Alien fan, I really appreciated the amount of work and detail that was put into this game. The toys, the android split in half. This one android stuffed a newspaper down someone's throat. The ship that you're on is exactly the same as the Nostromo ship. Seeing the synthetics run in place, the suits, the tools, the doors, the vents, the levels, the cushioning on the freaking walls, it's all the same. And I don't know, it's just so nice because it really felt like I was in the Alien universe. I was totally immersed in the Alien universe, and I was at the end of the game, I was really, really happy to experience that. I rate this game a solid 8 out of 10. Maybe a little biased, but can I say, it's an Alien game. It really caters to Alien fans, really is what it does. If you never watched Alien, you can play it and you can enjoy it, but I don't think that you would enjoy it as much as someone who's seen the movies over and over and over since they were little, and it's like my favorite sci-fi movie, and it's just kind of brings you back to the old days. So, but yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you watch this whole thing and me ramble on, I am new to YouTube. I have a new channel, and I would appreciate you guys if you check it out for me. I actually do a series called Tasty Gaming. I make drinks and desserts and food that's based on gaming. So because it is Alien's 35th anniversary, I'm gonna be making a shot that is inspired by Aliens, and a shot to calm your nerves down while you're playing this game. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys.